I read comic books and I was the hero of the comic book. I saw movies and I was the hero in the movie. So every dream that I ever dreamed has come true 100 times.
Just the king of rock and roll, king of rock and roll.
Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, baby.
The best 2 hours of Elvis.
Blue Suede Connection. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Blue Suede Connection, everybody. I'm Dan, along with my rockahula baby. What's your name?
I'm TL.
The whole show today is movie fun.
Yeah.
All the crazy things going on in our world. Well, today we're going to take you away from all that stuff. It's just going to be happy, fun, in color, and just lots of great Elvis music.
And in stereo.
In stereo and in full living color.
Yep.
It's almost going to be like watching an Elvis movie today on Blue Suede Connection.
That's the idea.
Yeah, there you go. And you're going to share later today top grossing films. Which ones made the most money?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you without looking at your list? Well, you probably already peeked, didn't you?
No, I didn't peek.
So you don't know what the top grossing film?
No.
All right. Well, I do because I made the list up, but
I'm going to get, you want me to guess?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm going to guess it's Viva Las Vegas.
All right. I'm not going to tell you if you're correct or not,
All right.
but you guys got to stay tuned to find out. You know, Blue Hawaii was filmed in 1961. It was billed as a musical romantic comedy.
Yeah.
It's one of his top grossing films of the year. And he also starred in the film with Joan Blackman. She played Mally. Nancy Walters, she played Abigail Prentice. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, Angela Lansbury. You're going to hear from her
My boy
in just a
came
moment.
back from the war.
You know, it's your turn. You tell me something about the movie.
Well, you know, the soundtrack spent 20 weeks at number 1.
Wow. That's a long time for a soundtrack.
Yeah, 3 weeks in top 10. It's certified gold for December 1961. And it was second only to The West Side Story as the most successful soundtrack in the 60s.
That's pretty good
and
stuff.
The West Side Story was pretty big, so that says something.
Yeah, Blue Hawaii, a great film. Now it's time to go to the carnival.
All right, I got my popcorn.
Is that what they called them where you're into the world? Carnivals?
Fairs.
They were called fairs. All right, well, you know, either tomato, it's still a fun place with lots of colors and cotton candy and all that good stuff, right?
Exactly.
Roustabout was filmed in 1964. It was also billed as a musical feature film. It was filmed at Paramount Studios in Los Angeles. The carnival scenes were set up at Thousand Oaks Park there in California.
Okay.
And that's where you get all the carny stuff. Starred Elvis Presley as Charlie Rogers. Barbara Stanwyck was Maggie. Joan Freeman was Kathy. And Leif Erikson played Mean Old Joe. And this reached number 8 at the box office for the year 1964, and it earned a lot of money, $3 million that year.
And why do I have this feeling that Colonel Parker was an advisor on that film?
Of course he was.
So, you know, this particular movie actually was number 1 on the Billboard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and you know what I find really funny about all this is all this music, some of the stuff like Carney Town and a lot of the songs that were made just for the movies, they were never meant to be released. That was part of Elvis's deal.
Yeah.
When he made the deal for these movies, he signed something that said these were never to be on vinyl. So we were never really to have them, but of course Colonel Parker couldn't pass up a buck.
There you go.
And went behind his back and did it anyway. So it's easy to say Elvis was embarrassed probably by having these on vinyl, but there were also some uncredited actors that we know today that was in this movie.
Yeah.
Billy Barty, Terry Garr.
Yeah, she's been in a couple of his movies.
Yeah, Richard Kiel.
Jaws.
Yeah, now here's the big one. Raquel Welch.
Yeah,
She's actually in this film for just a clip. Red West, who we know is one of the Memphis Mafia, and Kent McCord.
Oh, Adam 12.
Yeah, so those were actors that just didn't have any billing. They were just too new in their career, I guess.
Wow, good stuff, baby. Thank you. All this traveling we're doing today.
I love it.
We've been to the Hawaiian Islands, we've been to the Carnival, and now we're headed to Sin City.
All right, digging that.
It's 1964, and this was billed, once again, as an American musical, regarded by many fans and critics. They agreed on this one as one of his best musicals and noted for the on-screen chemistry between Elvis and Anne Margaret.
You can see that.
Absolutely. It reached number 14 for the year as the top grossing films of 64. Elvis starred as Lucky Jackson. Anne Margaret played Rusty Martin. Cesar de Novo was Count Elmo Mancini. And Uncle Charlie from My Three Sons, William Demarest, he He was her daddy. He was Mr. Martin.
Yep.
All right, so it's 1964. Get your motors in gear. We going to the racetrack in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas style.
Can you help me, please?
Can we help you? Yes, ma'am.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor. It whistles.
I don't blame it.
What did you say?
This movie was filmed in 1964. It was also billed as a musical comedy.
Okay.
Not just a musical, it's a musical comedy.
I can see that.
And he did comedy quite well. We've talked about it a million times.
Yeah.
Elvis actually plays dual roles in this one, of course, and he hated that blonde wig so much.
I bet he did.
He really did. The cast included, of course, Elvis Presley. He played Jody and Josh. Pappy Tatum was played by Jack Alberson. Midge was Cynthia Pepper. And Angela Tatum was Yvonne Craig, the one that the dark-haired Elvis fell in love with in the movie.
Yeah.
But Cynthia Pepper, she played Midge. Now, you and I recently had an opportunity to meet and talk to her. And
she's a very nice lady.
yeah, she said that she's purposely flubbed her lines so she have to do the kissing scenes more than once.
Don't blame her there, huh?
Anyway, the soundtrack peaked at number 6 on the LP's chart for the year.
Personally, he could not have been more charming. He apparently had a big crush on me from the Dick Van Dyke Show, but it was not a tangible thing. It was very much from afar and on this pedestal, and he would call me ma'am if he wasn't paying attention. He and pawing at the ground like a kind of a teenager. He was older than I was, but he was very much taken with me.
1969, the film obviously changed of habit, and I've never heard many movies billed as a crime drama musical. But that's how they build this one. Yeah. This was filmed on location, of course, in Los Angeles area and at Universal Studios. And also, this was his final acting role in an acting film.
Yeah.
He starred as Dr. John Carpenter. And you heard
John.
Yeah, there you go. You heard Mary Tyler Moore kick things off there. She played Sister Michelle and is a love interest. You also saw in the film Jane Elliott. She played Sister Barbara.
Right.
And Barbara McNair was Sister Irene, the three nuns.
Yeah.
They weren't flying nuns, but they were nuns.
Yeah, there was only 5 songs actually recorded for this film.
Right.
Yeah, recorded at Decca Universal Studios, except for one song we all know and love, Rubberneckin', was actually pulled from the American Sound Sessions.
When he was surrounded by other actors that were really talented people like Walter Matthau and here Mary Tyler Moore and different people like that,
Hope Lang.
He rose to the occasion.
Right, he did.
And proved that he could have been one of our greater actors in this country, but it never really developed into what he wanted it to be, but the potential was always there.
Yep, it was there. They just never tapped into it, or very rarely.
Yeah, and it's just such a shame because I know early on he really had big dreams of being a great actor. He really had that desire, and most of the films, I don't know about some of the sillier films, but and the real good ones, he knew the line of every actor in the movie.
Yeah.
Not just his own. He just knew everybody's line. He knew the whole setup. So, and he also paid attention a lot as an actor.
Right.
He would watch those great actors he worked with, and I know Walter Matthau even said on the set of King Creole that Elvis would come to him and ask him, questions, and he would watch the directors.
Yeah, he wanted to learn. Yeah.
And I remember one time too, there's a story early Elvis asked one of the directors, "Do I have to smile here? I really don't want to smile," because some of the great actors, you don't see them smile on camera.
Right.
Like James Dean and Marlon Brando. Unfortunately, he had to smile a lot in some of the later films, but he had a desire to do it right. But what he gave us, we're enjoying today, still to this day, as we talk about all the time.
He'd have never believed it.
Even what one critic might say is his worst film, us fans still love them. We find the gold in there.
Yeah.
There's gold in every movie, song wise and scene wise. He and a lot of actors today, if you give them some of these scripts and some of these movies, they would just fall apart. But Elvis pulled it all together and made a lemon and made it into lemonade.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
I remember seeing a special on TV many years ago. Muhammad Ali. They were asking him what songs made him like to dance.
Oh.
And G.I. Blues was one of his picks as a song he liked to dance to.
That is really cool.
Yeah, they were friends, obviously, so of course you're going to like your friend's songs. How can you not, huh? G.I. Blues, 1960, American musical comedy. Pre-production scenery was shot in Germany before Elvis was released from the Army. The movie won runner-up from the Laurel Awards for top music of that year, or top musical, I'm sorry. Elvis played Tulsa McLean, Julia Prowse was Lily, and Robert Ivers was Cookie. The film grossed $31,000 the first week, $4.3 million for the year.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Julia Prowse was dating Frank Sinatra at this time?
I do know that, and I think Elvis was a little nervous about that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was nervous. He thought, oh, I'm going to get in trouble if I get too close to this girl.
Right.
Yeah. And also the soundtrack. I was surprised to learn this because I did not know it was nominated for 2 Grammys.
Wow, what Grammys?
Best soundtrack, best vocal performance.
Wow.
Of course, as we know, it didn't win because his Grammys were all in gospel, but interesting. And in March of '63, it went gold. So
well, it didn't take it long, huh?
Popular soundtrack.
We love it. We played some great movie soundtracks today, and we're going to end it with a good one today. But which ones made the best and most money?
Well, let's first talk about inflation.
Okay.
Because if you had $20 in 1960, you can times that by 10 for 2020.
Okay.
So you had 20 or you had $200.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we're going to do Ranker.com top 10 biggest grossing Elvis films. We're going to start number 10 for Roustabout.
There you go.
1964, it grossed $22,480,687. So of course that'd be $220 million. And you can see as we start to name off these numbers, you can see why they kept making these films. Number 9, Kissin Cousins, $20,981,964. Number 8, Girl Happy, $22,862,000. Love Me Tender, number 7, $35,903,000. Yeah, and that's 1956. So that's even more than 10 times now. Number 6, Girls, $26,659,000. Number 5, Loving You, $30,617,000.
Another 50s.
Yes, and that's another 50, so it's even more than 10 times. Number 4, GI Blues, $33,780,000. Number 3, Blue Hawaii, $36,553,000. Number 2, Jailhouse Rock, 50s again, $32,272,000. Number 1 was I Was Right. I just have to say at the start of the show, Viva Las Vegas, $38,606,000.
Wow. That's a lot of money, man. Hey TL, I think Elvis fans are starting to catch on to Blue Suede Connection.
What's not to love, Daniel? 2 hours of great Elvis music, lots of fun. It's our own private party.
And we want everybody to be part of the party. Hear all the hits, rare cuts, and lots of surprises too.
We are your Blue Suede Connection.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And hit that notification bell.
We are your Blue Suede Connection.